What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Gennady Golovkin, Martin Murray this Saturday. Let's talk about it. And I know a lot of you guys wanted me to get my predictions out there sooner. I'm a busy guy, but I listen to you, so it's a little bit sooner than some of my more recent predictions, which I've been dropping sometimes even the day of. So without further ado, let's get started. Martin Murray versus Gennady Golovkin. I think this is a solid test. Not necessarily the big A-list name that fans want to see Gennady fight, someone like a Canelo, someone like a Miguel Cotto, but it's still a very stern test. And the thing you got to appreciate, or at least me, about Triple G is he's showing face multiple times. Now, granted, his competition hasn't been stellar. It's funny because some people rate him higher, and I don't think you could rate him. And I really like Triple G, but I don't think you can. He actually just cracked the top 10 of the Ring Magazine's pound for pound list. I wouldn't put him in the top 10. I don't think. I'd have to draw up a list. I don't really do the pound for pound list, but he has to do a little bit more to me. Just because he's had some solid wins, but some of the guys are people like Adama. Those aren't world beaters. Ashita, that's a 54 pounder. Rosado, that's a 54 pounder that moved up. That was his first fight. So I like the path he's on, but it's too premature for me to rate him. With some people are rating him and saying he's up there with hagglers and shit. Hell no, you can't. So it's not a knock on him. He just has to do more. He has to just keep showing improving, and he's been doing that. But you have to give him credit for fighting multiple times per year. That's one thing I really do like. Whether it's limited competition or not the names you want or whatever, he's still fighting. He's still making it a point to be active. And that's very respectable, especially in this generation of boxing where you had guys a couple years ago like Mayweather fighting one time a year. You know what I mean? Pacquiao fight maybe 2 times a year versus Triple G is, I would say, beyond. He's a champion, so he's beyond the prospect stage, but he's fighting almost the same amount as some of the young up-and-comers who were padding their record and building their record up because they just turned pro. You know what I'm saying? And you have a guy 30 plus who's fighting multiple times. So I give credit where credit's due, and that's something you have to praise. As far as the fight breakdown, I'm picking Triple G. I think Martin Murray could be a stern test. He can even give fits to Triple G. I would say in his fight with Sergio Martinez, he had that kind of real tight defense, and he wasn't really letting any offense go for the first few rounds versus Sergio Martinez. Now, that's good and bad. The good is you're in there with a massive puncher like Triple G, so it could keep you safe from getting knocked down or knocked out because you have that tight defense. The bad thing is it also digs you a hole because Triple G is going to be working, in my opinion. I think he's going to be letting off shots whether you're responding or not. So I think Martin Murray almost has to fight the perfect fight and mix it where he's not just having a tight defense and letting off no offense. He's going to have to counterpunch effectively and make his shots count. Now, another reason why I'm picking Triple G to win is I don't feel Martin Murray has the power in order to really back up and get the respect of Triple G. Now, I'm not saying it's the worst power ever, but Triple G, he seems like a pretty durable guy, pretty solid guy. He's been in there in the amateurs versus guys like Darrell. He took Curtis Stevens' best shots, and that was pretty one-sided. So he's been in there with guys who could punch a bit. And I would say Curtis Stevens ranks higher in the pure punching power than a guy like Martin Murray. You know what I mean? But it all breaks down to styles and game plan. So we'll see what Martin Murray could do. But I'm picking Triple G. I just don't think. I think the power is going to really. If Martin Murray had better power, then I would give him a better chance because his style mixed with a little bit more power could be exactly what is needed. But I think he lacks power. He doesn't have that type of power that's going to really deter, if you will, Triple G from doing what he normally does. And Triple G is by far, in my opinion, one of the best in cutting off the rings, or cutting off the ring in current boxing. He does it very effectively. Cuts off the ring and he finds a way to let off his offense. So it's a tall order for Martin Murray. I think he can make it interesting. And I'm even going on a limb. I think Martin Murray might be the first guy to go the distance. You know what I'm saying? I think he could take Triple G to to the deep waters and you know what I mean, last the 12 rounds. Martin Murray, he's also a durable guy. He's big. He's a guy who's been in prison, and I know I always say that when I talk about him, but I mean that's how much I view boxing. I view boxing as like different aspects and variables, and I consider all these different things. And I had a pretty good run with my predictions, so we'll see. I think it could be a late stoppage, but for the sake of this prediction video, I'm gonna say he goes the distance, and then Triple G wins by a unanimous decision. But I think Martin Murray can pose problems, even frustrate Triple G. I just think when it comes down to it, there's a few things he's lacking, which are going to prevent him from getting the actual win. Another thing is Triple G is the rising star. They're starting to coin the Mexican style, and he sold out the StubHub, etc. So they're really trying to increase his fan base and promote him as a brand. So Martin Murray's up against that too. If you're in there with a guy you can't hurt, you're gonna have to clearly and thoroughly outbox him. So outboxing Triple G for 12 rounds, it's very hard. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you don't have that respectable power to I'm not saying respectable, but like big. You don't have a big punch to back this guy up off of you. So we'll see. I think, like I said, Martin Murray's tough. It's a good fight. It's a solid fight. And then the winner could go on to greener pastures. I can't really see an upset happening in this particular fight. I mean, it could. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell Martin Murray short, but I don't think an upset will happen. I could see one happening, but I don't think it will. I think Triple G, he has all the momentum in the world and that kind of stuff. So I think he's going to track him down and either stop him late or go the distance with Martin Murray. But it'll be a good fight. We'll see at the another thing with fights like this that I look for is, even if a guy like Martin Murray loses, what kinks in his opponent's armor can he expose? You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people who, I've seen fights where a fighter wins, but they still got exposed for some odd rounds. So to me, that's another reason I'm watching this, because I want to see is, even if Martin Murray can't win or doesn't win, I want to see if he can expose some flaws and make them more apparent. That shows me that Triple G needs more work before he goes in there with guys like Andre Ward, bigger guys like Carl Froch. Can he beat all the competition? Is he as invincible as his aura makes him seem right now? You know what I'm saying? So it's a good fight for that reason too, because even if Martin Murray loses, he could still expose some things. I thought he beat Sergio Martinez, but even in that loss, I thought he exposed some kinks in where Sergio Martinez was at that particular point. So drop me a comment. Let me know, does Martin Murray have a shot? Who are you predicting to win? Who do you want to win? What fights do you want to see after for the winner? Drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.